me the music, give me the music. Give me the music, give me the music. The music industry makeover.
We are superheroes. We have superpowers. We stand tall like a Avengers tower. Super, 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 super. We are superheroes. We have superpowers. We stand tall like a Avengers tower. Super, 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 super. I'm about to take off with this verse now. Hey, super drippy with the sauce now. Hey, it doesn't matter what it costs now. Hey, we winning souls cause they lost now. Hey.
Trapping.
Hey everybody, Joanna Lauer here. As a singer, an actress, and a Christian, I know just how important social media can be. It's a place where you can network and connect with new people, keep in touch with friends and family, you can promote your business and even spread the gospel. But social media can also be a place of negativity, stress, posts and images that believers just don't want to see. The solution? Savior Connect. Savior Connect is a brand new social media platform specifically designed for believers. Much like other social media sites, you can create your own free profile, add pictures, posts, and links, all without having to worry about seeing worldly images and messages. Savior Connect is the place where believers from all over the world can get connected. To create your profile, go to SaviorConnect.com today. Savior Connect, the Christian social network.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another segment of the Music Industry Makeover here on your Thursday nights. DJ Ronnie with you. Yes, along with the crew is in the house. Man, hey, man, God is good. We got Simone is here. Hey, what's up? S.J. Music, D-Ray the producer, DJ Shane. Oh, yes, man. God is good. Hey, look, we want to thank y'all so much for joining us. Make sure you go visit if you like to be an advertiser on our shows, okay? Hey, musicindustrymakeover.com. Go visit us and see what we have to offer, because we create platforms, advertising and promotional platforms, and we control the exposure, so we put you in front of the right people. So we are grateful for all those who have jumped on board with us and are still growing. So to God be the glory, all right? And make sure you follow me all over social media, all right? Linktree and things like that, okay? So, hey, you can see everything I have going on. Also, hey, well, look, we've got a great show lineup for you today. What's going on, guys? How's everything with y'all and things?
Going well.
Going well. Oh, yeah? Okay. All right. Good. Awesome. Hey, Shane, man, how's things with you, bro?
Everything's good, man. Staying on the grind, bro.
Hey, Shane is doing it on Twitch right there. Definitely, man. We'll post his information on, hey, DJ Shane. And D-Ray, the producer, is making some noise. What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, you know what? It's going to be a good show. Anytime someone come in smiling,
this is gonna be a great show. This,
Ah.
this is gonna be one of them show for the ages. So now, been busy and you know, God is good, man, and hey, we still here. That's all I can
Awesome.
say. We still here.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Welcome. All right.
Hey,
Hey, we
Mary.
appreciate you. Yes, and Kevin as well. Hey, God bless you, sir. Thank you so
Going
much.
on, Kev?
Okay. Man, all right. Well, hey, look, you all know what to do. Spread the word out there and tell folks Music Industry Makeover is on. And so any artists out there that's tuning in, make sure you go ahead on and let them know, because we got to, we're going to talk about radio promotions and things like that, as well as NFTs, touch on that. Okay. But hey, real quick, I just want to say, my heart is heavy right now because I lost a dear sister to COVID. Man, totally unexpected. She's in the hospital. And so this was yesterday morning. And so, man, would keep her family lifted up. Again, my brother, man, Kinetic for Christ, just like I say, I'm definitely hurting. Hey, y'all need to use some wisdom, all right? Go and get vaccinated and things like that. This is no joke. I just found out somebody else that I knew that was doing plays or so. Her name was Jatim. She passed away as well due to COVID. So again, y'all, hey, this ain't no joke, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Man, folks are leaving here left and right. So I don't know what your belief is. I don't know if you feel it's the mark of the beast or whatever. Hey, look, man, hey, I ain't got time to hear all that. Do the right thing, y'all. Seriously. Do the right thing, man. Hey, GP, Mr. GP, God bless you, sir. One of our sponsors and supporters as well. Thank you as well. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, man. And tell your loved ones you love them, and even your enemies and all that, because tomorrow's not promised to nobody. All right, so
Facts, Ron. Facts.
Yes, Chris, we love you, man. Yes, man, I'm definitely going to miss Tanya, man. Wow, but man, hey, this is the Music Industry Makeover for sure. So we're gonna have all your questions and comments. Anything you all want to ask us, feel free. All right, and again, DJ Shane, make sure you put your information up there so that I can put it in the private chat so that I can put it on the board so folks can find you as well. Okay, hey, so last week we were talking about radio promotions and things like that, and so it's just seeing how the industry is changing. Bottom line, whether you like it or not, please take take this virus very seriously, y'all. Mask up, put your mask on. Just real simple. Okay, just put your mask on. But yes, and so with everything that is changing in this world, you don't want to drown in the sea of change. All right. So who wants to pick up where we left off from last week, if y'all remember? And I know Simone was on fire so last week.
What was I saying last week? What are we
You're gonna have to catch me up because I was not here.
Oh yeah.
we were talking about radio promotion, and we were talking about artists chasing certain things instead of finding their own lane, and we really got on this subject of these chasing these radio stations, and and I guess the real argument came into, if you are a starting indie artist, is there any value in going after a large commercial radio station where nobody knows you yet? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is radio the best way for you, if you're on a limited budget, to build your fan base? Now, in my opinion, that answer is a clear, resounding no. That is not radio is not the best place for you to build your fan base. And so I hope DJ Jesus Beats comes back, aka Morpheus Thanos, so he can come back in and we could talk about it. But yeah, so that's where we were and that's where we are.
Okay, yeah. So Shane or Simone, what do you all think on that as well, for as how the way things are changing in radio or just technology, period?
Well, things have changed a lot over the past few years. I mean, and they're continuing to change. New technologies are coming out like every week, seems like. And there's so many opportunities now for artists to get their music out in front of a large audience. And I feel like the advice that just keeps going out there is, you know, release your single, and the next thing you should be doing is sending it to radio. You know, it seems like people in the industry don't talk about anything else. But there's so much opportunity to reach an audience in other ways, much less expensive ways, and ways that are more beneficial for artists. Because, you know, if you are advertising, what I did a talk for the IGAA conference on Facebook advertising. You know, Facebook advertising allows you to get your music in front of thousands of people and track those people. So now that you're tracking those people, you can keep the conversation going with them. And then bring them in onto whatever platform you want them to come onto, you know, because you can keep track of them. Radio doesn't really allow you to track the people who are listening to your music. So, you know, they could be playing your song 15 times a day on the station, but you don't know who they are. You don't know, you don't get any demographics information. You know, you don't know where they're living, if it's internet radio, you know, because even the big terrestrial stations are broadcasting on the internet, which is great. But so then I might be listening to WHUR from Washington, D.C., but I'm listening to it here in Georgia. The person who who sent their song to the station, they don't know that I'm listening in Georgia. They don't know that they have a fan in Georgia, you know?
What's so interesting was with because as somebody, an artist asked me, how did people like his song? And so it's like, look, radio is done different now. It's not, folks are not calling up to the station, hey, I want to hear that such and such or whatever, you know, say, so which shows how a lot of people's mindsets are 20, 30, 40 years back. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, look, hey, no, this is a different day now. Yeah. Okay.
You know what's crazy? Oh, there he is. Morpheus Thanos is in the building.
He is Thanos.
Oh, Lord mercy.
Yes, three DJs up here.
I brought the ring.
There it is. But the craziest thing, today I spent most of my day on the virtual CD Baby conference, and just about every platform that they had, they were talking about, with Spotify, with Amazon Prime Music, all of them were talking about being able to be integrated into Twitch, right?
That's what Shane is at.
Nobody brought up radio the entire day.
You know, CD Baby, they don't talk about radio. I've been to the multiple conferences that they've had. They don't talk about radio at all.
Right. And so, you know, that begs the question of, while radio is important as you are getting established, and it is part of the pie, it is not the above all beat all that there are some in the industry that are trying to make it to be, especially when you're starting out. You know, they talk more about internet radio today than I've ever heard. Right? They talk more about Green Room and Clubhouse and Twitch and Mixcloud and TikTok. They talk more about that. Nobody brought up Facebook. Nobody brought up very little people brought up Twitter. You know what I mean? And so we've even seen a shift in social media where indies are getting their start, and they're getting a lot more exposure to fans that they can attract. Even now, you know, so it's things have changed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tremendously.
Hey, DJ Shane, go ahead, man. What you have your commentary on this as well?
Well, I mean, the truth is, and I'm a little old school, even though I may not look it. Back in the day, before, you know, Facebook and everything that we have now, artists, you had to build your following like in the street, right? So you went out and handed out your mixtape or mix CD, and then you had your street team, which was actually a street team wasn't like this email marketing stuff that they have these days. You had your street team call the DJ at the radio station requesting that song all day, every day until that song got either put on the radio or you found somebody who could do it. Nowadays it's different. Not to say that you can't do it that way. And it probably would be helpful because if you don't have a following and your song gets on the radio, it's, as an artist, I won't compare it to dead air, but I would probably say it's pretty close. As far as the digital outlets and all that you guys are talking about, yeah, I mean, Facebook is slow. It's not going away, but in terms of breakout medium, it's slowly, like the infrastructure that they had for pages, because you have to buy ads in order to get like FaceTime on Facebook with pages. It's not worth it to people because you don't see the ad revenue unless you've got a huge budget and you know how to do it. But yeah, TikTok, Twitch, Discord. I'm on Discord. I'm on like 5 different servers right now. And if you don't know Discord, I can't go into real in depth as to what that is, as far as explaining, because it's very complex. But for me, I actually spend more time on Discord just because the community there that I have on those servers than I do on Facebook. And my family's on Facebook and not on Discord, if that brings a comparison. So if we're talking about transitioning and building a following as an artist, you have to educate yourself on the up and coming. You have to educate yourself on TikTok. Even if you're not the best at making it, you at least have to know how it works. Get on TikTok. Follow other artists who are on TikTok that you admire, that you want to follow. Follow other DJs on TikTok. Right. Same thing with Twitch and Mixcloud and Discord, and there's probably 15 other social media platforms that I didn't mention. But if you are not familiarizing yourself as an artist, or for myself as a DJ, I have to stay on top of this stuff, because if I don't, Same here. I'm going to lose traction, and everybody's going to transition to those new mediums. And I'm going to be asking the question, where did everybody go? Because I'm sitting here. And again, Facebook is not going anywhere, I don't think. But with the amount of restrictions and a lot of the fact checking that they're doing now, a lot of people are looking for other avenues outside of Facebook. And same thing with, I'll be careful when I say this, same thing with Twitter and Instagram. They are becoming more restrictive, where with Discord, you build your own community and you set the rules. So if, you set what criteria you want to be acceptable or not, and then you set people in place who as the moderators of those servers and those platforms.
Hey, let's go to DJ Jesus Beats on his take as well on that. It's awesome, bro. Hey, great job, Shane.
The take on
far as with radio and the change, how basically a continuation of last week, because again, Shane was mentioning about that change, and we're going to go into that the second half of this show for its technology changing. Yeah,
it's radio is changing. It's changed a lot now because they have to, like, you got the internet radio is. I remember, like, for me as an internet radio station owner, I've always looked at our, not saying I always looked at internet radio as a whole as we are like the side chicks to the terrestrial radio, because everybody's like, well, but now you fast forward, that was back almost 8.5 years ago when I started off with internet radio. Now you fast forward now, internet radio is now being BDS monitored and tracked. And so now they're monitoring our music to match up with the Billboard charts and the BDS charts. So that's a good thing. As far as like, we talked about this last week with terrestrial radio, it will always still be around. Terrestrial radio will always be a primary source, because one thing I will say that terrestrial radio has over anything involving social media, and if it connects to an internet, once you shut the internet down, you have no service except for radio. And the perfect example is, I remember back in 2016, where I live here, and and I think you got, Ron, you was impacted by that a little bit with Hurricane Matthew. So
Yeah.
I'm here in Beaufort, South Carolina. So we're like about 40 minutes north of Savannah, Georgia. Hurricane Matthew happened to graze our area, and it kind of like it did a major damage over on Hilton Head Island. And of course, like we sit a little bit below sea level. So thank by the grace of God, it was a category 2, and it hit late at night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank God it didn't come to close to our area, because it by the time the storm had passed, we weren't even allowed to get back into our area until like a week later. But it looked like a bomb went off, because every tree was, I mean, most trees were down and stuff. But I remember being back because I was a mission essential person. So when I got back into the county, there was only about 5 radio stations that were on the air. Everything else, you didn't have no internet. You didn't have. If you had Verizon, you got one bar. If you had Sprint and everybody else, you barely got a bar. So it was like the only thing that was available was radio, terrestrial radio. There was one station that had a backup generator, and they had 5 simulcast different, stations of different genres. But the whole time, the staff was in the station. They rode out that storm, and they were like the primary source. They were covering all the way from they're home based in Savannah, but they were covering all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida, and as far north as Charleston. And Charleston is like 2 hours away from Savannah. So they were covering that square mile of miles, and they were reaching as far, almost close to Macon, Georgia, which is 2 hours away from Savannah. So they were the only primary source in reaching people with emergencies, getting the word out about who needs water, who needs food, and stuff like that. That's where terrestrial radio comes into play at. Now, as far as internet, like I said, once you get to terrestrial internet-based stations, they'll survive if you have some type of streaming service. But once you take that out, it's done. So satellite radio, it'll be around unless for some reason they shut down the satellite the satellite itself. But overall, to make a long story short, just the music, the radio side of things is evolving too. And just like DJ Jay Shane was talking about with social media, for myself, when I use the platform now, I used to use Facebook as a means to DJ, but Facebook doesn't cover royalties. So now I use playdj.tv and I use Mixcloud. We're the only 2 sources right now.
Yes.
That they're
Mixcloud.
only 2. They're outside the United States, but they're the only 2 sources that cover royalty with ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and Sound Exchange. So Twitch does not cover royalties, but DJs use Twitch because you make money from it, because you get people to subscribe to your channel. The more subscribers you have, you just make money from it. That's why you see a lot of DJs on Twitch, because you're actually it's the only place where most people make profit from. That's the only, and Twitch, well, once you finish mixing on Twitch, your videos don't stay up there because they're going to flag it and they're going to like mute your videos and stuff like that. But the DJs use it because you watch in real time. So you see all these DJs on there from all across the globe. And it's probably one of the most easiest places for people to watch your stuff, because unlike the other streaming services I mentioned, some people, it's hard to get people who are Facebook lovers to even gravitate towards your stuff.
Hey, well, people don't like change, Hey, it is what it is. People are slow to change. And that's why you got to realize if you don't, you're going to end up drowning in the sea of change. You have to adapt. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good to know from an artist perspective. Hey,
yes.
Exactly, Sam.
So those 2 sites, playdj.tv and Mixcloud, are made for DJs to be able to have that platform to mix nonstop. There is no, now playdj.tv just recently made an update to where if you're a pro subscriber, which I am, they took all the limits off of unlimited streaming. So now I can stream as long as I want.
That's good.
Play anything I want without having to worry about, get my video cut off and all this stuff. Now Twitch you can do the same thing, but I mean I do test out Twitch also. But just like DJ Jay Shane Jay Shane was saying about with Twitter, TikTok. You know, a lot of these things you got, like, we have to learn. Like, even in radio, people are learning about these different apps, because TikTok is the #1 place now where everybody goes to do short videos, and they use the music. And now
Instagram is even trying to say thing with reels.
Yes. And so and now just recently, just as of today, I think yesterday, Sirius XM is now created a dedicated channel for the music that you basically hear off of TikTok. So
wow,
you know, because everybody that does these videos, like, you hear that some songs like bum bum bum, you know, everybody just dancing.
I knew that's what you was about to say when you were talking about that.
Yeah, so you know, all these dances craze that you see, it's all this stuff is catching up. So how does radio play into this? Now terrestrial radio is now trying to figure out how to change with the times, because even though the only thing that they have advantage on besides the natural disasters and stuff is they also have the advantage on the advertisement market, because they have a grasp over the local advertisement bubble. As an internet radio owner, I can only advertise with businesses that are global. That means that their products are online that you purchase. So nobody's not going to go to the mom and pop shops or barber shop and get them to advertise on Hot 316 radio. That's not going to benefit them. But what benefits me, what benefits the terrestrial radio, is if I'm on a terrestrial station, I can get the car dealerships, because the car dealerships pay the most. The law offices pay the most. So if you got an injury lawyer, those lawsuit lawyers, they're going to pay top dollar to have their businesses advertised, because most of the lawyers are not just regional. They're like statewide. You know, they got like offices all around in multiple states. And then you have like those businesses for like McDonald's and stuff like that. So those are the
national change.
But internet radio, like I said, is a great platform now, because independent artists now have a platform to be able to get their music heard on all these different stations, and you can just submit your music. They play it. They're not gonna tell you, hey, well, you know, I mean, as long as it fits the format. So independent artists have a platform on internet radio. It's just that, you know, the internet radio needs that support just as much as the terrestrial does.
Y'all, this is the Music Industry Makeover. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to go ahead on and ask them, all right? Because again, we give you some valuable information, and just want you to be up to date on how things are changing in this society, okay? And even with this COVID situation as well, that's affecting the music industry to where, all right, yes, we know you were making money through touring and things like that, but now, hey, you can still tour, but do it virtually. You know what I'm saying? Think about your life, you know? So, Simone, how can you help somebody with that? You know what I'm saying? For us, an artist that's needing some coaching or so, what advice can you give them even during this COVID situation?
Well, the situation was we were all getting ready for COVID to be over and, you know, get back out there. But then here comes Delta. So we are basically, what I help artists to do is I help them to build up their bases, whether it is from Twitch or from using Facebook ads. Like, of course, if you're on Facebook and you want to reach thousands and thousands of people, you need to use ads, because like DJ Shane said, Facebook does not show your posts. If you're trying to build organic following, put your posts out there, but just know with your Facebook fan page, only 1 or 2% of your followers and likes will ever see what you post. I don't even like pages anymore because I don't see their posts. What's the point? It never comes up in my feed ever.
That's true.
But I do see ads from people's pages that come through. And if I'm interested in what it is they're selling, I may click through to their page. I may, go and check out other stuff that they're doing. So, basically, I help people to use whichever platform they're using to talk to their fan base, to provide content and value to their audiences. I teach them how to build relationships with those people and hang on to those people. And my process, I have like a fan base journey process. And it basically teaches the artists to teach your fans to be better fans.
Amen.
What you want is for your fans to support you and help you get to that next level.
And that's what we've always said since we've been doing this show for over 3 years, building your fan base. You know what I'm saying? Build that fan base that's going to buy your music. As D-Ray said earlier on, you getting on a big radio station in hopes of building a fan base is not going to happen because nobody knows you. Consistent visibility is the key. You got to spend money. You got to, relationships and budgets, advertisement, bottom line. Just again, you can go with free, but for so long. But trust me, it's going to go get you, but so far. All right.
Well, I want to say this. There's like two main currencies when you're trying to build up a business, right? There's time and there's money. If you don't have time, you need to spend the money. If you don't have money, well, then you're going to need to take time to learn all the things that you need to learn the technologies and do the whole do-it-yourself thing. If you don't have time or money, well, then I can't help you because there's nothing you can do. So that's what you need to work with, either time or money.
There you go. Go ahead, D-Ray.
Yeah, I was just going to say to the brother that said, he was, having some issues with his first single and he was only using, I think he said Facebook and Instagram. That's the importance of using your metrics, using your analytics. And if you can't read your analytics, it's really you have to find somebody that can read your analytics because for all you know, all your people are on TikTok and on some other platform that you're not on right now. You know what I mean? They could be on YouTube, right?
Be on Twitch.
They could be on Twitch. They could be on Mixcloud. They could be on SoundCloud. Whatever the case may be, you have to find a way to grab those metrics so you know where your fans are. And I love what Simone just said about time and money. Because you got to have either one or the other, preferably both.
A balance. Yes. So, okay. Sam say he just joined TikTok. Very good. Very good, man.
Well, you a good one, Sam, because I got to ask my 9-year-old about TikTok, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck with all of you.
Hey, but again, it's called learning, though. You know what I'm saying? We all learning. Things are changing. So again, don't be afraid to learn it. All right. Even like say, I'm not a gamer. Well, back in the day, hey, give me some Mortal Kombat and all that. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Hey, Street Fighter 2. But again, Twitch is a gamer site. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, again, we got to learn it. That's where the audience is going. You have to find them that want your music. You all right? Because if you're not willing to change, then you're going to drown in it. Unfortunately, hey, sink or swim. Awesome. Man, again, we're talking about radio promotions here, okay? And we're definitely going to shift soon. But if you have any questions or comments or so, hey, feel free to go ahead on and type them in there because we want to get you involved in this as well. And again, look us up as we flash our businesses on here. So because again, hey, folks like us can definitely help you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, God is good. Hey, how you doing? God bless you. All right. Anybody else want to add to the radio before we switch, because again, it all ties in together with the changing of technology.
I'm going to throw something. Oh, go ahead, Simone. Go ahead.
Sorry. For the artists who are still like, okay, I want to be able to get in the car and hear my song on the radio. That's a nice validation for you. Just know that the reason it doesn't work for everybody, whereas these other platforms are so much more friendly to you because they work much more easily for everybody, like across the spectrum, right? Mm-hmm. When it comes to radio, you need to pick a right format. And then the station needs to also have room for you, right? If you're trying to get on a station, especially a popular station, where they have DJs that are really popular or the personalities that are really popular, whatever, those personalities are going to be talking. So there's conversation, and if we're talking about like a morning show or afternoon show, you've got news and weather, and then you've got commercials. So if there may not be room for your song. Mm-hmm. So just know that it's not platform for every artist because there's just not that much room.
And let me also add something real quick. While Jesus Beats is hitting us with the Wile E. Coyote facts. I want to talk real quick about your performance royalties, your BMI, your ASCAP, your CSAC. If you're an independent artist, don't even worry about your CSAC because they don't know you, because CSAC is only invitation only. And if they don't know you, so you're not going to get an invitation. So we're talking about BMI and ASCAP, okay? There are 4 regions in the United States: the Northeast, the Southeast, the Southwest, and the Northwest, right? They don't watch all of these regions at the same time. They don't monitor all these regions at the same time. So what that means is you could have a hit record in the Southeast. They're looking in the Northwest. You're not going to get your royalties if they're looking in the Northwest because they're not going to do a retro.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So when you're talking about, you hear these industry people talk about, hey, well, radio is important because you get your performance royalties. You got to really understand what that actually means. Because if you are really looking to try to get your foothold and try to get some revenue, radio might not be the way for you. Right? You might be able to make more money getting streams and getting on Twitch and getting people to your merch table, your virtual merch table, right? Now, I'm not saying that signing with BMI or ASCAP is a bad thing. It's very, very necessary. But what I am saying is don't be roped into these radio people that tell you, oh, you need to buy this ad to get your BMI and your ASCAP up. It's not going to work. It's not going to work that way, because another thing about BMI and ASCAP, they don't tell you the region in which they're looking. They don't tell you when they're looking, and it doesn't go by quarter. So if you think that they're going to be in the Southwest in the first quarter, which is January, February, March, and then they're going to be whatever. Nope, it never goes in order. And then in ASCAP and BMI, they flip flop, so you'll never be able to know where they are. Right? They do that to catch businesses who are non-compliant, so that they can catch them and take them to court and get a lot more money. It's not for you.
That money.
Right? It's not for you. So don't get roped into that. You know, you need to, when you're establishing a fan base, radio is not the way to go that way.
No, it's not. Definitely. All right. Hey, Shane, real quick, anything?
Well, I was just going to say everything that we talked about before about like building your following, social media, all these new avenues. Those should be building blocks that will eventually get you to radio if that's where you want to go. Because if you got, I mean, just from my perspective, if you try to go radio straight off, you're going to go broke quick.
That's good. Yep.
You're going to go broke. You're going to spend all your money trying to get a hit on the radio that nobody's going to hear.
Right.
Where you could spend all of that time building, growing, developing relationships with people who actually want to listen to your music. And then by the time your single gets on the radio, you got people pushing it. So
right.
And you got to be very, very strategic. Like, for example, if I know that I'm going to do a show in Hilton Head or in Savannah, Georgia, I happen to know a DJ that's down that way, that I'm going to make sure that's like, hey, DJ Jesus Beats, you know, now I'm going to go focus on radio because I'm going to be in that area. Right. If I'm up in Virginia Beach,
in a particular area.
I know DJ Ronnie Ron is in DJ's Beats. If I'm over in Nashville, I'm going to say, hey, Shane, you know, where I need to go, what I need to do. Don't just go out there and start blindly throwing money. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to make it work for you. You
got to have a strategy. You got to have a plan.
Absolutely.
Marketing.
Go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. Silence.
About to snap his fingers.
Don't do it.
Here comes the snap.
Oh man.
No, I'm with you 100% on that one, D-Ray. it's the other part of it is with radio, you just have to do a little bit more research into where you want to submit. Radio can be a benefit to you, but artists and everybody just have to take their time and listening to the station that you will possibly want to submit your music to. Every
Right.
station usually has what's called, they have an on-air DJ, a DJ that does the mixes and stuff. My best advice to any artist out there is listen to the station that you want to submit to. Find out who the DJ that's mixing at the 5 o'clock, the 12 o'clock, the afternoon mix. That if you listen to their mix sets and see what they're playing, it's not the answer is no unless you ask. That's all I've always learned all the years. The answer is no unless you ask. So connect with the DJ first. Kind of reach out to them, befriend them, and like for example, for anyone who's doing like gospel, praise and worship, urban gospel. If you live around the DMV area, that's the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, there's one DJ who's on, like say he's on Praise 102, Praise 1, whatever. I think the one DJ,
104.1.
yeah, 104.1 DJ Soul. So if anybody who's heard DJ Soul is also on two stations. He's on Magic. I think it's 102.9, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Magic 102.9 on the midday mixes also, because he does a little bit of R&B / inspirational music together. And then he has the gospel set and the Christian hip hop mixed in on Praise, on the Praise station. But what you can do is reach out to him. If you got a song that can match up with what he's playing, he's mixing, I guarantee you, he'll throw your song into that mix set. It's the same thing with, if in whatever city you're in, if you got a station, you can even do DJs that's not doing gospel. But if you're doing it, like, you just have to do research. And if you reach out, I guarantee you, if your music's great, they'll put it into their mix on your behalf.
Right.
And it'll add it as a new flavor. And then from there, you can work, if you know the PD, if you know the public program director, if you know somebody that works at the station, you can kind of work with them and see what it takes to get your music up there. They'll tell you all the stuff that you need to get your music done, as far as, okay, it has to be sound professional, it has to be all this and that. So once you do your homework and research on that, there is a possibility that you can get on that side of the radio. But don't just limit yourself to just the FM side.
Right.
You got internet, but don't limit yourself to just the radio also.
Right.
You also have to reach out to all of these music entities out there. You reach out and use, like you said, use Twitch. You can get your music on TikTok. And if you get your music on TikTok,
right,
I guarantee you, if it's a catchy hook and song, if you can do that, they'll probably be dancing to your song. They'll create a dance craze. You can get on any place, any platform. You just have to go out there and become a people person. And
hey, I want to say what a very good beats, man. Awesome. Sam says it's hard also when you're doing everything yourself. Yes, it is hard. That's why you need a team, Sam. All right. Hey, again, nobody can do this because they're gonna burn themselves out. They will burn themselves out because they're trying to do everything themselves. And that's what he says. I feel like many haven't heard my first single. No, a lot of folks haven't heard your first single. It's 8 billion people on this planet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you need a team, relationships and budgets.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to tell Samuel also, and to any other artists out there, we talk about the online side, but what about the in-person side in your local area? See, a lot of us try to, a lot of artists and people are trying to focus on trying to be the internet sensation or be recognized on the internet, on the World Wide Web. But how about being somebody that's a people person in your own community? See, do the people in your own community know who you are? Because if the mayor don't know who you are, if the police chief, the fire chief, the YMCA directors, I mean, every local organization knows who you are. That's those people you need to connect with, because see, they put together what's called local events. So they
there you go.
You don't have to always go to the church all the time. You don't have to, just because you do gospel or doesn't mean you got to wait till the church comes with an event.
All right, now
these community events out there, the March of Dimes. You got, you got all these different organizations out there, and you got little festivals. But how can you be a part of it if you are? Yes, that's right, Simone. If you're an introvert in your own community, nobody's not going to know who you are.
sometimes we try to be big when we can just start small and locally. Because guess what? When you get to that point where your local people know who you are, and you put together like an
Right,
album
Mary.
release concert, an album release event, or something that you want to do for yourself. Now you don't have to wait for people driving 4 or 5 hours to come see you. You're gonna have the local people come packing your event first because they see you and they know who you are, and they will come support you. But I mean, that's just the small start. It's not big. It's just starting small.
Especially if you live in a smaller town. You know, you're living in a suburb, or several miles away from the big city. You know, they're competing for people to come to the town and do stuff there for music acts and for different things. You know, they'd be happy for you to come and do something.
Amen.
And Sam, here's the most important thing about having a team. And I'm gonna be real nice because it ain't just you, but I'm glad you put yourself out there. I'm glad you put yourself out there. The most important part of having a team is when your team tells you that your song sucks, and that's why it's not on the radio. Okay?
And listen to them, because the DJ don't like telling you that all the time.
Right. The DJs like to be nice, they like to be diplomatic because they want you to tune in, they want you to listen or whatever. And a lot of times, a lot of artists get the big head, because Mom and them and Lil Flip and Lil Ray Ray and them done told you you're gonna be the next whatever, right? And you get out there in the water and get ate up
by the sharks,
right? You get ate up, and it's like, why did y'all lie to me?
Everybody in my life told me I was good.
Well, they lied.
They lied.
Right?
They lied. Only people lied to you.
They lied. So you need some genuine people that say, you know what?
Right, Mary.
Like, absolutely, Mary. I've been in this game for, I'm going to be 49 in October. I've been in since I was 17. I got people around me right now that the reason that they're in my circle, because I know if I play my music for them and it sucks, they're going to tell me that it sucks. Period.
That's it. Honesty.
Period.
That's hey, come on, man.
So, hey.
Wow.
And it ain't just you, Sam. There's a lot more out there that's lurking that ain't brave enough to say nothing.
Right.
But I'm telling you, don't let your mom and them get you in trouble.
Hey Sam, you say you're in the VA area. I'm in VA as well. So hey, we definitely need to connect. All right. Again, and definitely send me your music. I'd love to definitely check it out so we can help get you out there as much as possible. All right. Hey, I want to shout out to my man Arkeith. Arkeith, man. Hey, look, man, we're gonna definitely this next segment that we're going into. He the one that sent me this video, and so we're gonna touch on this just slightly, man. And shoot, I wish you could come on, but I know you're working and things, but because he's on the West Coast and things, but man, and we're gonna talk about NFTs real quick, y'all. All right, and I'm telling you, when I say things are changing, okay, technology is changing the game, the music is changing. Yo, you need to realize that it is really changing, and you have to adapt to it. All right. Hey, are you able to get on real quick? So I know that we're going to do a show as well too. But yes. Hey, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that, man. But again, man, we want you all to win out there, because if you're trying to do 30-year-old stuff that's outdated, you're going to drown, unfortunately. Okay. It is what it is. Nobody's using what is it? What switch washes or something like this, or what was that back in the day?
Swatches.
Are you talking about swatch watches?
Yeah.
Man, I forgot what that was back in the day. God.
Yeah. Hey, nobody's using that no more. It's digital now. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, DJ Ronnie Ron. I tried to forget about those things.
Cross colors and all that, man. So in NFTs, hey Danny, you want to go with that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So there's a video that's out. One of the major things that's going on in the music industry, rapper Tory Lanez creating an album, and he converted it into an NFT, which is a non-fungible token. If you need a definition about that, I suggest you YouTube it because I will not have
YouTube
time
it.
to explain it to you.
Right. Go YouTube it. Look it up.
I won't have the time to explain it, but basically it is a digital item that, and they make a finite number of them. So if you make, he made 1 million, right? After that million, there will be no more. It's just going to be the million that's floating around in cyberspace or whatever. He made 1 million of them and sold them for $1, and he sold out in less than an hour.
Wow.
Right?
Tell how much money he made, man.
He made $1 million in about an hour. Now here's a couple of caveats to that. That money came directly to him because he didn't have to wait. He didn't go through a publishing company. He didn't go through a record company. It came directly to his whoever is handling his income. And that's where it came to.
Yes.
So
so here's my question.
Okay.
What did his fan base look like before he put that out there?
I'm glad you asked that. So basically on Instagram, he has a following of 10 million.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So, but here's the most important thing. It's the technology and it's kind of the thing that's coming that I want indie artists to be aware of coming down the line, right? As you're building your fan base, why are we harping on your fan base, right? It's not that you can pay us what you owe us when we're doing our consulting. It's not so much as that, but having a fan base is going to give you the opportunity to capitalize on certain things like this. Because the more and more I research it, and people on this show will tell you, I am the research king. The more and more I research it, the more I'm telling you, this is a potential game changer.
Right.
Not only in just how music is delivered, how revenue is delivered, how art is disseminated, how even down to there may come a day where you don't need an entertainment attorney. You need a coder with a law degree, right? There's a such thing as
business savvy.
Right. There's a such thing as a smart contract. Google it.
And some psychology.
Yeah, that too. There's a smart contract now that is a digital only contract that gets embedded into your art, right?
Wow.
So this is where we are with technology. This is what's happening,
Right. Well, can I talk a little bit about this for a second?
No. Go ahead.
NFTs is really taking advantage of artists who have a large fan base are really able to take advantage of this because they're offering something for sale. So they're not looking at royalties, they're looking at sales. They're also they're monetizing their fan base, right? The reason why we want you to have a fan base is because if a mark of success helping you to sustain your ministry, you monetizing that fan base, selling to this large group of people that you've gathered around you who have raised their hand and said, yes, I want to hear more from you. I like your music. I like you. You're really cool. We have this relationship. You built this relationship with them. You can capitalize on that. So then when stuff like this comes out, this NFTs and merches and all this other stuff, you're able to sell. You have a group of people that you've built a relationship with who are ready, willing, and able to take advantage of whatever it is you want to offer. You can make a ton of money whether you have an NFT or not, but it depends on if you have a group of people that you have built a relationship with who are excited about this NFT, or they're excited about the hat that you're selling or the t-shirt that you're selling. They're excited about your new single that's coming out, right? The thing that artists do all the time is that they record their single, they get it mixed and mastered and everything. And then the next thing they do is they put it up on, they hit TuneCore, DistroKid, or CD Baby, and it goes out everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
NFTs take advantage of exclusivity, right?
That's it.
There is, like Danny said, there is a finite number of them. You can do that without the NFT. You can release a single exclusively. Make it something like that's a limited run or whatever. Like, I'm pressing only 100 CDs and you have to get them, otherwise, they run out, right? Get it before everybody else gets it. Or I'm making a design t-shirt for this single that just came out. It's a special design, it's a limited run. It's not, nobody else is going to get it. I'm putting out a single, it's not going up on Spotify. You have to only get it through me.
That's how you make your money. Yep.
So that's a great way to build exclusivity and put some specialness into your music and what you're putting out there. That's what NFTs do. They take advantage of this exclusivity. It's that psychology, that fear of missing out, right?
Right.
This guy only did 100 of these NFTs. He's making money because people want it before they run out.
Come on now.
They want to say, I have it. I got a piece of this. I got one, when it was out there. And now nobody can get it anymore.
Right.
Right. And I'm not going to push back on what Simone said. I'm only going to add on to it. Content today is king. All right. Content. If you're a creative person, then now is the best time to get out there and create whatever it is God put you on the planet Earth to create. Right. It is great to have a fan base. We want you to develop a fan base. However, it is also likely that you can create something and put it out there in the marketplace, and the next thing you know, it's taken off.
Right.
But the bottom line is you got to have content. You got to own the content that you create. Stop with the lease beats. That's going to be my new mission. That's going to be my new mission. Stop with the lease beats. But content is king, because without that content, you're not going to have anything.
Right.
And even with an NFT, I've seen artists who nobody knows can put an NFT out in the marketplace, and because that NFT was so creative and it was so whatever captivating, it drove the value of that NFT up, right? They might be able to retire just on selling that one NFT. But the bottom line is that can't be the goal. The goal has to be to make good content. Right?
That's how you build up that relationship with your audience. It's through that content. It's through valuable content. You're having conversations with your audience, right? You're not just saying, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. You're sharing with them.
And one more thing.
And you're building up KLT, know, like, and trust.
There it is.
One more thing with that is, what do we always harp on? Knowing your why.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is important, because now people want to know the story of your art. Yes. Okay, you wanted to create a Christian hip hop song on the crucifixion. Why did you want to create a Christian hip hop song on the crucifixion? Right? Did you think it was easier to get on Christian hip hop radio? Is that why you created it? Or did you have a personal thing that happened to you that now this is what, people want to know this story.
Yeah.
Right?
Come on.
That's where we are.
Who, what, where, when, why.
Exactly, because we are in an attention-driven society right now.
That's good,
right?
D-Ray.
When you have the attention, people want to know, okay, now that I'm looking at you, what's your story? What are you about? What's going on with you? They will Google you. They will run your credit. They will ask you about you, and you got to have that story and be like, this is my why. If you don't know your why, you will be found out. So keep that in mind.
Come on, y'all. You cannot skip the process. All right, man. Hey, we're about to wrap it up or so. But man, look, we're gonna be talking about this even more in depth. So as we do another show. Hey, Arkey, that's right, man. We want to have you on this show, man. Hopefully, I think we're gonna do a special one on a weekend or so, because that's when you're available. But yeah, this brother right here has a lot of knowledge right here. Arkees, man, and definitely has some other stuff want to share concerning the music industry. He's the one that turned me onto that video where we talking about NFTs, and again with Tory Lanez. And so I'm just like, hey, look, we're just scratching the surface, all right. But yeah, hey, bro, man, like I said, I wish you was available on a Thursday night, but I know you're working, but man, we're gonna get the show rolling. But hey, DJ Shane, man, any last words that you want to say, man? Because I want to be respectful of y'all time.
I mean, I think everything that can be said has been said. I just continually educate yourself on what's out there. I mean, everything that we talked about tonight is about learning, right? Everything from the NFTs to all the social media platforms, BMI, ASCAP, all that. Just continue to be learning. Continue to be learning.
There it is. Y'all can go. Hey, if you want to get on Twitch, guys, go join DJ Shane's Twitch platform. All right, he's playing some great music and so out there. And again, if you're an artist, hey, again, here's an avenue for you. All right, get in contact with it because the DJs are not going nowhere. I'm just gonna tell you that. All right, DJs not going nowhere. All right, Simone. Hey, tell us about what you got going on.
Well, right now I have a special for my Christian Musicpreneur Club. It's basically a membership, a community of artists and music people coming together to provide accountability, support, and community. Where I do trainings, we do Q&As, we do co-working sessions. So if that sounds like something that would benefit you, feel free to go to my website, eshemusic.com, message me. You can message me on Facebook if you want to and find out more about it. So that's what I'm doing.
There it is, eshemusic.com. All right. Hey, you will not be disappointed. How serious are you? Okay. If you get in contact with D-Ray, there's his link tree. Go ahead, D-Ray. What you got going?
Well, first of all, I want to say this was a great show. I appreciate everybody's information.
Yes.
I want to build up one of our co-hosts, Tamika Hall. Her movie is debuting Saturday.
All right.
It's entitled She Wins, Beyond the Bruises. And it is a documentary regarding the stories of 3 women and how they had to overcome spousal abuse and domestic violence. And when I say that it's a powerful movie, it is really, really powerful. I had the opportunity to be one of the editors on the documentary. And I'm just so proud of her and the way that she is able to get this story out. It's going to be debuting up in Maryland on Saturday, and she should have it in the marketplace. I want to say either on Prime or on Tubi or one of these platforms in the next couple of weeks. So we'll be sure to share that when that comes out. Also, a shout out to our brothers at Blast Music 247. Them dudes had me on last night, Ron.
Oh, yeah?
Look, it was 3 of them, and all of them was Cowboy fans. Look. Ask them how it turned out.
hey, just like the crate challenge, right?
Look. Ask them, it was 3 against 1. Ask them how it turned out.
Oh, man.
Y'all be blessed, man. Mask up. Get this vaccine,
Please do.
Man. Do not let COVID treat you. We're not done with this pandemic, y'all. Use wisdom, use your discernment, man. And stay safe.
Stay safe, please. Definitely. He said turn out with 5 rings on their fingers. Oh, wait a minute. Who got 5 rings on their fingers?
Look. My brother, you got to have him on the show. I had to constantly explain to them that 6 was more than 5.
Well, that is. Hey, 6 is greater than 5. Yeah.
Look, two Cowboy fans. Yeah, 2 Cowboy fans walked into a bar. You would have thought one of them would have saw it. Ask them how it turned out.
Wow. Well, hey, look, football is back. Yes, hey, definitely. Hey, yes, Arkeith, man, we definitely got to have you on, Arkeith, for sure, man. Oh, Lord. Hey, everybody want to rep their team now. Hey,
Here we go.
Hey, that's even worse. But anyways, but hey, look, hey, there's my link tree as well. Hey, again, if you're an artist, let's connect. Okay, hey, advertise. Also, go and check us out. Look me up on the music industry makeover.com. All right, and again, we're here to help you artists out there as well. If you're a business owner or so, hey, we are advertising media companies, so we create the platforms such as this right here. Want to thank all our advertisers and sponsors for helping us so far. So hey, we are growing. God is good. Learn the industry, okay? As I say, we're going to develop this show NFTs, man, because we want to help educate you all on there. Again, we definitely get my man Arkeith. So Jesus Beats had an important phone call he had to take, so that's why he's not here. But
hey, no, that was that phone call to get back on the Nebuchadnezzar. You know what I mean? And
okay.
They had to travel by phone. That's what that was.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay.
On the ship.
Wow. Well, hey, thank y'all guys, man, so much. You all be blessed out there. Remember, you matter in the kingdom of God, so don't compare yourself or your ministry to anyone else out there. Do what God's called you to do, and you'll be just fine. Okay. Hey, we'll see you again. And hey, stay safe. All right. Mask up, get vaccinated. Hey, forget all the other rumors, man. Folks are leaving left and right from out here. I mean, it is what it is. Use some wisdom. All right. Be blessed. Peace. Yeah.
We are superheroes. We have superpowers. We stand tall like a Avengers tower. Super. We are superheroes. We have superpowers. We stand tall like a Avengers tower. I'm about to take off with this verse now. Hey, super drippy with this sauce now. Hey, it doesn't matter what it costs now. Hey, we winning souls cause they lost now. Hey.